to another episode of the Balance Healing Creations podcast. Let's take a moment to settle in. Notice your breath. Notice where your body is supported. You don't need to shift anything. Just arrive. Today, I want to talk about pain. Real pain. The kind that lands in your chest. The kind that makes your stomach drop. The kind that feels personal. I want to talk about this because pain is real. And I never want this conversation to sound like we're pretending it isn't. There have been moments in my life where something hurt deeply. Words, actions, betrayal, disappointment. All that pain was real. The sensations in my body was real. The surge of emotion was real. What I had to learn is that pain being real doesn't mean it gets to decide what I do next. It doesn't control me. When I was younger, and even at times along the way, if I was hurt, I wanted people on my side. Whether it was me wanting others to feel what I felt, wanting people to be angry with me, wanting people to be angry at the person that hurt me, I wanted validation. There's something very human about that. When you're in pain, you don't want to feel alone in it. But every time I gathered people around my hurt and fueled it, every time I lashed out or tried to bring someone else down to where I was, I always left feeling heavier. There was a weight in my chest. Not only that, but every single person I talked to about how I was feeling, I was drawing in their energy too. So if I had pain because of the way somebody had spoken to me, and I go and talk to somebody else about that, now I not only have that person that I am upset with, I have their energy, but now I have this new person's energy in my field. And then now I feel heavier because the issue's not resolved. I brought more people into this, and now more people are feeling this pain. I didn't walk away ever feeling elevated. I didn't feel vibrant. I didn't feel clear. It didn't free me. It bound me tighter to the wound. The shift began when I started slowing down, tuning into my body, pausing, instead of reacting from it. When pain for me surfaces now, I ask myself, what is this actually touching? What is this teaching me? What is this mirroring for me? Because pain is more often than not a symptom. It's pointing to something deeper, an old belief, a fear of abandonment, a story about self-worth, an old wound asking to be surfaced, to be acknowledged. If I stay at the surface, if I just attack the person who triggered it or who was the mirror for me, I will never reach the root. I will never find the source, and I will continue repeating this loop. Healing is tough. It requires diving into the source, sitting with that very uncomfortable sensation that we don't want to feel. And we do not want to feel alone feeling it, right? But the only way out is through. You need to sit with it. That initial surge will settle, but you need to give yourself the space to sit with it long enough to be able to see what's underneath. Sometimes what's underneath is grief. Sometimes it's insecurity. Sometimes for me, it's a younger part of me that never felt safe. Something that I buried deep, deep, deep in a chest, deep underground, locked tightly, wrapped with chains, more boxes on top that I didn't ever want to uncover. But by sitting with it, sitting with that pain, sitting with that emotion, I'm able to surface it. I have the capacity to surface it. And when I tend to that part, when I tend to that deep, deep, deep chest that I have buried so deep in my being, something shifts. We don't always realize the seeds we're planting. When we choose containment over retaliation, when we choose introspection over attack, people notice. You may not notice, but other people do. The people around us are watching how we move through pain. Children are watching. Partners are watching. Friends are watching. Your ancestors are watching. You never know which moment becomes a model for someone else's healing. And you also never know the actions you take, how it also heals your lineage, your bloodline, your ancestry. It's so easy to focus on the person who hurt us. It's easy to project it outward. If it weren't easy, we wouldn't be a bunch of adults walking around, behaving like children. The deeper shift is within. It's internal. It's slowing down, pausing, and asking, what is this showing me about myself? I understand how our knee-jerk reaction, if we're in pain, is to call somebody and talk to somebody about it. But I have news for you. The person you call is not you. The person you call was not you as a child. The person you call has no idea your experiences, your pain, and the sensations you're feeling in your body. You have everything you need within you to heal this pain and to break free from these loops and these cycles that keep you bound, contained, and feeling small. You are so much bigger than this. And it's time to step into that power that's hidden, buried beneath those locked boxes. If we want the world healed, we begin here with our own patterns, our own wounds, our own relationship with something greater than ourselves, whatever name you give that. Pain doesn't disappear overnight. Triggers don't just go away. But sovereignty grows. It grows every time you feel something deeply and make a conscious choice not to pass it forward. It grows every time you tend to the root instead of reacting to the surface. As you sit with this, notice your body again. Where does pain usually land for you? Do you notice it in your heart? Do you feel tightness in your chest? Do you feel a block on your throat? Do you feel a pit in your stomach? What might happen if you stayed with it just a little longer? Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Give yourself grace. You are human. You make mistakes. You are learning. We are always a work in progress, and we must always remain open-minded and teachable. Healing the world begins here, quietly, internally. We'll keep building on this, but for now, please take gentle care of yourself. I'm sending you all so much love.